All right, let's get into some of the mobilizations now. So what we're gonna do is a half kneeling windmill against the wall. This is really good to open up the shoulders and the thoracic spine as well. Now your inside leg is gonna be down, your outside knee is gonna be up 90 degrees. You're gonna start with both hands out together. What you're gonna do is you're gonna bring this arm up and around, roll it on the wall, come back down, and then open all the way up. Now, you wanna try to keep your torso and spine as stable as possible in this. You don't want to be moving and helping to compensate the movement. Another great way to start to open some of this up after we do all that soft tissue release and get some mobilization in the scapula, the shoulder blades, is basically dead hangs. Now, I could just stand and touch this, but that's all right. From the back, I'm going to do some scap pulls. You could just, one, sit here and hang. Hang for 20 seconds, 30 seconds, however long you can. Now, the next movement we could do is a scap pull, where we actually start to move those shoulder blades. So with my feet still on the ground, you could use your legs, lock out those arms, and then we're just pulling through the shoulder blades, just getting that movement in and being able to activate the muscles in the back there to counteract all the internal rotation that's been happening. Another great method for mobilizing the shoulder and releasing and decompressing some of that joint is going to be using a heavy pull-up band. Make sure you got a thick one that's heavy. We're going to reach in from underneath, so it's over the top of the wrist, grab around with that hand, and we're going to come back. Make sure there's tension in that band. Drive those hips back and let that stretch everything out in here, okay? We're going to rotate that thumb down, really get that in, and we're going to come up and pull in with that shoulder blade, activate through here, so now we're creating stability, and then allow it to open back up, decompress that shoulder joint, and then just right back up. Keep your hand here, feel that lat really compress. This is another great tool and method to use to start mobilizing the shoulder and alleviating some of that pain. Another great method is just the old-fashioned doorway stretch, right? I personally do these at the squat rack because they're a little wider. The doorway, most doorways are a little too narrow for me, my condor-like wingspan. So I like to do it off the squat rack. Just keep the hands about head height, elbows down, so like a W. Just take one step forward. You don't need to go all the way in because you're like this. Now you're just putting stress on the ligaments. Just press, you're gonna press against the rack or the doorway with your forearm and your hand. What that's gonna do is activate the muscles in that chest, and then you don't really have to lean in very far. So I'm getting a real deep stretch here just by pressing through with my palms, and you just sit here for about a minute or so. Just really open everything up. It's gonna open up laterally and it's gonna open up externally as well.